What's up, guys? We are here at the Week 5 Power Rankings. Yesterday was the last day of Week 4, so we're heading into Week 5, and here are the Power Rankings heading into Week 5, which will be, I think, Rift Rivals coming up, so a lot of teams will have some time to reset, regroup, refresh themselves, and let's get into it, guys. Number 10, FlyQuest. Again, when we rank teams, guys, we're going to talk about the good and the bad of each team. And also, when I rank a team above another team, it's because in a best of 5, the team that's ahead of the other team will win a best of 5. That's what I believe, and that's how we go off these rankings. Number 10 is FlyQuest. Guys, FlyQuest right here, the last standing with one win. Literally, this fucking team has, not want to say no identity, which is true, but they have no fucking clue on how to play, and they're just misplaying all over the place. Pobelter has been playing like Pobelter shit, dog shit, and Viper has been just like out of his element. He's had some good games with just like some bad throws. Wild Turtle has been okay. I think Wadid's actually been a good addition. I think they'll stay with Wadid. I think they'll be all right. Santorin has not been himself at all last year. And let's look at the last split. Last split, this was a team fighting team that had great cohesion, great synergy. Yeah, they kind of had an advantage because they made their roster pretty quick and knew how they wanted to do to play with that roster. But this team this year, they have no identity. Do they split push? Do they team fight? What do they do? They don't fucking know. And it doesn't help when you have your mid, who's supposed to be the most consistent player on your team, play like dog shit. So that cannot happen at all. So FlyQuest is 10th. The good about this team is that they can't play. The good about this team is this: they're out of their 7 losses, like 3 of those could have went either way. If they just execute a little bit more cleanly or play a little bit better. So that's the good news about them, guys. I think they're gonna be all right in terms of not making the playoffs because they're not mathematically out of it yet. But another 0-2 week, even a 1-1 week, they really got to have a string of 2-2 weeks to really get back in the race. And right now, it's not looking like that at all. If they were sticking with 2 wins, they'd still be in good position. But with 1 win, it's really tough for them. Next, guys, let's go with Echo Fox, guys. Echo Fox. To be honest with you guys, I think Echo Fox is dog shit. I think Apollo Hako are okay. I think Apollo and Hako are okay. I think Solo was playing well, but they got him out. They made some. Phoenix is playing okay. This team just, I don't know. Like, even when they play at their best, I just don't know how. I know they'd be optimal, they'd be team like, but I just don't know how this team just, like, gets wins. Like, what are they good at? Like, Apollo and Hako are good. Phoenix is okay. You know, their top laner. Who is it? Lorlo? Is it Solo? You know, who is it? Panda's played better than Rush, in my opinion, so I think Panda should be the jungler, because Rush has played like dog shit, but I don't know what to say about Echo Fox, guys. I have no idea what the fuck to say to Echo Fox. If I'm an Echo Fox fan, I'm just like, you know, waiting for next year. Hopefully they get some upgrades at, jungle or, not even jungle. Like, I don't know. That's tough, guys. Good thing about Echo Fox is Panda has shown well. I don't think Lolo is the answer. But maybe something's wrong with Solo for him not to play. For Solo not to be playing, that's kind of, what's going on here? You know, like, what's going on here? Is he, like, being toxic, you know, in scrims or in practice, or what's going on here? But Echo Fox, honestly, the only reason they're ahead at FlyQuest is because their wins more impressive at FlyQuest. And I don't know where Echo Fox can go from here. I think they're going to be a bottom 2 team for the rest of the split, and that's that. They do have Apollo and Hako, which I think they should keep for next year for sure, though. This other Thieves team is playing a lot better. Who would have thunk that not only Bench Sunday would have worked for Fake God, who's entered lane but won games and helped in team fights, but Rio, who I think was one of the worst mid laners of last year, is coming back into this team new life, new energy. And I said this after week 1, last video, without question, Amazing was the best performing player on the team, and I still think that. And I think he's a confidence player, obviously, and he's just playing at a really high level. He's creating the tempo, he's creating the energy, and I think he's shot calling. And not only that, but Bang's starting to come alive. After starting to come alive, and Bang, even though he's known as more of a team fight player, not much of a lane player, he's been actually being aggressive in lane, being more forthright, more forceful, showing his mechanics off, and that's a very, very, very good thing for 100 Thieves. Will this team make playoffs? To be honest with you, I would have him above Clutch Gaming and yeah, I think that's it. Just Clutch Gaming. Just Clutch Gaming. But right now, then after looking in, and it's still got ways to go, guys. Ways to go. Fate God is gonna get like against a FlyQuest team like Fate Gods. He needs to clean up his landing because like I understand like oh my gosh, casual like well he's such a great fucking attitude because he can fucking int lay, but he's listen, you int lane against that top five. I don't give a fuck who you're up against, especially second half of the split. You're not gonna win if you int that hard. And Fake God's okay, all right. He's okay. He's shown some things. I'd be okay with him producing, developing him. He's not gonna someday, but we'll see what happens. But I think Ryu's gonna get exposed. I think their top is gonna get exposed. I think Maze has to keep this pace up, but they really gotta be a jungle bot synergy has to be there for this team to pick up more wins. But great way having a 2-0 week heading into Rift Ravels. That's great. Next is Clutch Gaming, and honestly, Clutch Gaming just they could have won their game this week if they played a little bit better. They're up against Team Liquid. They had a lot of good games, good going on. Lira was active. Hooney was playing really well on Silas, very well on Silas. Got a look on impact. Their bot lane was okay, kind of getting pushed in, but that's what you expect against that double lift Core JJ. Core JJ's team, Tom Kinch is amazing, but Clutch Gaming is a team where same as last year, they've got to be that skirmish heavy. They've got to be that like, hey, let's just grind it, not grind it up, but just like rough it up, mix it up, and have Lyra and Hooney really try to create some advantages. If they can't do that, they're just a dog shit team. I think DeMonte's okay. I think in team fights, he's better than what he was like a year ago. That's to be expected, but he's not going to be anything that's going to carry the game, do well. He's done okay to hold his own, but this Clutch Gaming team, I have them outside the playoffs looking in. Being at 4 wins is amazing for them. That's what exactly want to be at 500 coming into the break for the second half of the split, the summer split. But this team's got to be more consistent. They've got to be tighter on their execution, and they have not been that. So Clutch Gaming is a 7th place team. Next is Golden Guardians. I know they're in slumping. I know they're slumping bad. I know they've been they lost I think 4 in a row or 3 in a row. I'm sorry. This team though, Froggen. All right, I used to shut on Froggen. I'll tell you right now. Froggen on his 5 or 6 champions, you can pull out champions, but his 4 to 5 champions, he is an absolute difference maker. This guy can fuck. This guy can win you games. Okay? Froggen is a real deal. Unfortunately, they've had a rough patch, and their games have been close, guys. Their games have been close to the wire. I said last week how good this team ceiling because if they play at their A game, but TSM and Liquid and all these other teams play at their A game too, like they're just not going to be good enough. They've got to find a way to have their bot lane be a bit more aggressive, have their bot lane be a bit more of a factor, but also Contracts has got to step the fuck up. Contracts, you got to step the fuck up because you've been dog shit in my eyes since your spring split. Yeah, you'll have that game where you pop off. You're 7-0-6. Once every 3 weeks again, you'll have a really good game. But you've got to be, if you consider a good fucking jungler, shut the fuck up and prove it. Shut the fuck up and actually do something. Actually be someone where you say, you know what? Contracts, not Froggen, is the reason this team is having great early game leads. He has not done that consistently, and until he does that, I don't think he can. Until he does that, this GG team will be a mid-road team that we're going to say, wow, maybe they can win a game or two against, in the quarters. The pusher team in the quarter. Maybe they'll get to semifinals and win a game or two. But until I'm looking at Contracts really step the fuck up and be if he can't play like a top 3 jungler in NA easy, they have no shot of beating any of the top 13 that they think that. And I'm sick and tired of analysts fucking jerking off saying, Golden Guardians, they can be a ticket. Listen, until we see improvement in Contracts, Hansen being back in form, which he's been okay, and definitely and all they really being more aggressive themselves and building leads themselves in a 2v2. This Golden Guardians team, again, they can have a 2-0 week, but I'll just say, everyone will be saying the same thing as they should be. It's that this Golden Guardians team, what's their ceiling? But their ceiling, oh, wow, they look good in their ceiling, but what about the other fucking team ceilings, And we'll talk about that more later, but that's where my issue with GG is. CLG, honestly, CLG and GG, you can swap back and forth. If you're a CLG, you're the best of that mid tier team, which doesn't make sense. CLG makes a lot of fucking stupid boneheaded mistakes sometimes in their game against Cloud9. They just didn't execute well at all. They got outplayed here and there. But CLG's team that compared to last split, compared to where they were doing their first week, they've seen some improvements. I think Ruin's good. I think Power Evil is a really good mid. I don't want to see him in Ori too much because it seems like he's not a big difference maker on Ori. Their bot lane needs to step up though. I think CLG, kind of what I said about GG, their bot lane has to be that bot lane that we saw during that AP Mage where they were one of the best bot lanes in NA. They got it. They got to start to be like the third best bot lane, hands down, consistently in NA. And then when they can do that, they can. Wiggly has a lot of freedom. Where like, wow, the bot lane has a lot of freedom. I can gank them, or I can gank for Ruin, who actually can pop off and is an aggressive player and understands his role. CLG, to me, they're more of a split push team. I think Ruin likes a split push. I think that's what they are. More of a split push team. But when you get that bot lane active and you get Bio and Stixxay really stepping up and being a control force in the game, being aggressive, pushing their shit in, other people's shit in actually, they're going to be a decent team in the mid. Like, wow, maybe they can, they're not going to make it to the finals, but they're a team like GG where it's like, holy shit, maybe they can win a game or two in the semifinals and compete with the big dogs right now. Right now, they're not that, but I believe that they can be. They can be a team that can maybe, like GG, wear semifinals and get to that level. I think Wiggly's played really, really well for the most part. I think that's great. I think Ruin has to have. I don't know if CLG communicates Ruin or not because there's sometimes it's just like, what the fuck? The communication issues are just so fucking glaringly fucking terrible that I question them. But to be honest with you, I think CLG has some room for growth. They got to go back. They're 5-3 right now. Yeah, they're 5-3 right now. They've got some things they have to work on. I think the biggest thing is continue to improve the mid and top synergy. But their bot lane has to come online. I know they had the Lux pick that's been working well for them. They've got to continue to do well in the 2v2 and be a strength of theirs. And Power Vivo just got to be, what he's been. I think Power Vivo can be a top 3 mid in NA. There's been games where he also shown that. I think he's got to keep up there. Fourth place is TSM. And this could be kind of surprising because it's like, wow, they should be top 3. TSM is still kind of like last year. They're just not. When we look at TSM, we look at what they look at their best. We think, holy shit, this could be a team that contends for NA. And we saw it last playoffs, absolutely. But they haven't. They have not been looked in sync. And I'm not talking about drafts. Just in game, like Sven has some games. Wow, on the one kid, he's fucking really, really good. Then the Silver is just like, what the fuck? This guy's dog shit, like an Academy ADC. This TSM team has got to find a way to be cohesive and in sync. And I think they really, by week 7, they've got to figure out who the fuck their jungler is. They've got to figure it out because I think Acadian and Greg have both had good games, shown good games. I think Acadian, even though he's only won one game with TSM, another game could have gone either way. They got to figure that out and get their practice time ironed down because I think TSM's a team that can. They have their, as opposed to Spring Split, their window isn't as big as it was. It's closing. It's short. You only got like 8 weeks left before the summer playoffs, which is a big playoff run for them and for all the other teams. So they've got to figure out what they want to do. I think their identity is pretty good. I think they can play multiple ways. I think they can team fight well. I think they can split push well. So not much of identity thing. They just got to step up, figure out the jungler, be on form. And the guys got to be on form. Like no more bullshit and be on form, level up, and do what you have to do. Because TSN's a team that I think could absolutely compete with Team Liquid and whoever else you think's best in NA. But they just got to, outside Bjergsen, they got to hit their form, hit their peak, and really get rolling here. They can't be a team that looks like only one game above 500. That can't happen for TSM if they feel like they're good enough to get to Worlds. Okay. Third is Optic. I have Optic ahead of TSM because overall, they got fucking lost to Echo Fox is a bad loss. Dokla's dog shit, okay? I've been saying that for a year. Go back to a year and say that. Dokla's been dog shit because he is dog shit. This team, though. This team has surprised me. And yeah, maybe we could say TSM could have third. We could say that. But right now, this other team, I just think I trust Meteos out-controlling a lot of junglers, out-tempo a lot of junglers. And I think Arrow is already, but he's looked decent enough. This Optic team should be really, really happy where they're at. They're 5-3. I think the second half of the split is going to bite them in the ass. I expect them to actually drop down not one notch, maybe 2 notches. But I could be wrong because I got to see for this Optic team, even though Meteos has been playing well, I think Crown and Scarlet has looked okay for the most part. Their bot lane has had games where they look really well. This team, kind of like what I said, TSM, they've got to find their form. If Arrow's going to be as good as what the Arrow stands dog shit fucking fanboys have said he is, he's got to be consistent and play at that level. I think Biggs played really well for what he's capable of. But that's where I'm at with that. I think Meteos synergy with the mid bot has been okay, even though he's been really ganking mid a lot. I think this other team's playing really, really well for the most part. Maybe I have him high because I had him, a bottom 3 team coming into the split. But this team's played well. I think things they have to work on is this. Dokla is an issue. Like, I don't know how they can work around him. I really don't. I think Mitos did the best he could getting him ahead, but just didn't do anything of it. But they've got to figure out. Crown can't take fucking weeks off. I don't know. He not feel sick, by the way. He can't take weeks off here on out. They got to find their center. They got to find their form. Almost like the last 2 teams. If their bot lane can come online and be like a consistent threat, that'll help them out. And I think they have to figure out what to do with Dokla. I really do. And because of that, I think they can't. They don't have anything to really work around Dokla. So because of that, I expect this team to really, really, really fall down a few ladders a couple weeks from now. C9's second best team. I know a lot of people might say, well, they barely beat CLG because CLG didn't execute well and they had some rough losses. They lost TSM, this and that. I think C9 right now, like, with the way they play, the way they jet, I think Niski's overrated. But, like, honestly, at the end of the day, Svenskeren hasn't playing well. Like, as much as I used to hate on Svenskeren and I thought he was overrated, he literally at the CLG game, like, he fucking forced the tempo. He forced the tempo. And he knew exactly how the fuck he wanted to have that early game out. And he's been all over the map. When Analyst was saying, wow, Svenskeren look the best junglers, because, like, when he's playing, literally, when he's ganking, he is a factor, man. His ganks are fucking, you're getting max value out of him. And he's not, and to be fair, he's not inting. He's not invading and inting like he used to do in the past couple splits. So that's been a huge strength of them. Licorice has been really, really good as well. The CLG game was close. CLG could have, with some execution, maybe could have turned things around. Maybe, it's a different story. But I think C9 is the second best team right now. I think Niski's okay. I think their bot lane's consistent. I think Zazo roams really, really well and works super well with Svenskan, which is huge. This C9 team is really good. And not much to say about it because I think they're going to be a team that hopefully gets their shit together in the playoffs for once and competes. TL is my first place team, and it's not even a joke, guys. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, even when they play bad, like, against Team Liquid, they're so good where their first tournaments can be bad. But Team Liquid is kind of like the Spurs right now from a couple years ago, where just like, they're going to play. You have to beat them. Team Liquid's not going to beat themselves for a 40-minute stretch unless they do that. But if the only way you can beat Team Liquid right now is I feel like if Team Liquid has a bad 40-minute stretch. Right now, you have to play against Team Liquid for a consistent 4-minute stretch. You can't do a CG did and play really well for 15 minutes, but then completely shit the bed the other 20 minutes. You can't have that happen. Team Liquid, even on our off days, you have got to fucking be consistent from minute 1 to minute 40. You've got to. And if you have a 5-minute lapse against Team Liquid, it's because you better have a huge, massive fucking lead. Because if not, Team Liquid can come back and make it a game. I think Team Liquid, they don't give a fuck about Rift Rivals. They really shouldn't. I'm sure everyone says that until you're on the chair, you're on stage, you're like, okay, Rift Rivals, okay, now it's there. But it sucks they can't have a break. But I think Team Liquid is going to win NA because I don't see a team that can be as consistent as them. And for them to play the picks they did this past week and spice it up really, really big. So Team Liquid, best team. Nothing bad to say about them. I just feel like they just don't give a fuck right now. They're ready they just want to play in the playoffs. And come playoff time, they're going to be a tough team to beat, guys. So yeah, that's what Week 5 Power Rank is, guys. Subscribe to my Twitch. Subscribe to my fucking YouTube, boys. Follow me on Twitch as well. We have a lot of fun there. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you next time for my Power Rankings. Peace out. Love you guys. Thank you.